Today we are talking about the waste of taxpayers' money, and we'll talk about it in relation to the USA, because that's something that's been in the news recently. But I'm pretty sure that this happens in most countries, if not all countries. So thank you very much for being here. Remember to like if you do and subscribe if you haven't, and just check to see if you still subscribe, because some people have been unsubscribed by YouTube. They do that every now and then. Thank you for the love and prayers and good wishes for my mum. She had her wrist operation. It's very, very swollen, but she seems to think that it's, well, I mean, the doctor said it was a success, so that's great. It is getting better day by day, and we're going today to get the dressings changed. So, yeah, it was carpal tunnel. So, and there's a new microblade procedure so that you don't have to go under general anesthetic. So if you've had carpal tunnel operations, let me know in the chat. Let me know how you went. Did it heal up properly? Was it better after the operation? It's always a worry. She's 86, so yeah, always a worry to see how somebody's going to recover. But thankfully, she did not have to do the full general anesthetic process. Yeah, wasting taxpayers' money. Don't forget, and it's upside down. Remember, I think sometimes officials forget that they are serving at the pleasure of the people, and they're forgetting that money is not just a big pot of money. It's money. It's a hard-earned money of each of the taxpayers. Yeah, some people can't even afford to buy a house or to rent a house, and then they're squandering the money. Some of the projects I heard about, they spend millions, literally millions of dollars, financing drag shows in Ecuador. This is now in the US. Hundreds of thousands of dollars blowing lizards off trees with leaf blowers. Millions of dollars studying the effects of meth on monkeys. I mean, it's just insane. And many of the stupid, wasteful projects were overseas as well. There was something to do with, yeah, it's just, I can't remember all of them. You remind me of all the crazy spending that's been happening. What's the craziest thing you've heard about they've wasted taxpayers' money on? I mean, they can't afford to house veterans who come back with PTSD and lost limbs and everything. They can't afford to give them proper health care, but they can test the effects of meth on monkeys. Who cares? Who cares? It's really the most crazy, ridiculous, and they don't care. They've been risking the taxpayers' money, and they don't care. And so Donald Trump is going to be bringing Elon Musk in, and that other guy, Vivek, I think, to try and curb this outrageous spending on non-essentials. Listening. So they've been listening to the people. They really have. People are frustrated. They the cost of eggs and bread have gone up so much, and yet the government is wasting the taxpayers' money. So this is as a result of they've been listening, and some wasteful spenders are going to be summoned. This is the summon card. They're going to be summoned. They're going to be held to account. They're going to be required to please explain. Okay, I've pulled up an article from February this year talking about the wasted, 7 wasted examples of wasted government spending. So this is the US government spent $6 million to boost Egyptian tourism, training Department of Homeland Security employees to be their authentic and best selves. $38 million of COVID payments to people who actually did. The Department of Defense paid $8,500 for a lobster tank. Just because it's not your money. $200 million to famous music artists from the Small Business Administration. What? Small Business Administration funneled $200 million to some of the biggest names in entertainment. The purpose of the program was they were supposed to provide financial relief to small business owners, but they ended up spending $200 million to some of the biggest names in the music interest. It's just crazy. Okay, so in 2017, the government spent $28 million licensing fee for the lush pattern on Afghan National Army uniforms. But Afghan is 98% desert, so green patterns on their uniforms would stand out. Licensing fee. Gee, good grief. There are many camo patterns that are not, you don't have to license. They're copyright free. So the government spent $500,000 on federal grants to study how cocaine affects the sexual behavior of Japanese quails. Good grief. $500,000 to see how cocaine affects the sexual behavior of Japanese quails. They weren't even American quails. For more than 20 years, Northwestern universities have received $3 million to study how hamsters fight and whether steroids make them more aggressive. Good Lord. Empty schools required maintenance, mowed lawn, pipes that wouldn't freeze up. So this is not only schools, all empty buildings. $1.7 billion a year for maintenance on government buildings that are sitting empty. Ugh, goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Understanding. These projects are trying to promote understanding of things that nobody cares about. People care about medical attention and food on the table and tax relief, not wasting people's money. The warrior. Who is going to go into bat for the American people? Do you really think that Elon and Vivek are going to make much difference? And look, cutting $1 million here and $1 million there and 10 million here and 100 million there might not sound like a lot, but it all adds up. I mean, if they were able to inject that 100 million into something worthwhile, like schools or, I don't know, some kind of a shelter for the homeless or something, wouldn't that be better? Money better spent? Fragment. At the moment, the government is so fragmented that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And do you think that the Trump administration will fix that, or do you think it's just going to be another bunch of lies? Black and white. Well, at least they're committing to make a difference. At least they're committing to make a difference. At least they're bringing the problem out into the open. And yeah, I don't want to just say they're promising to do something about it, because politicians make promises all the time. But it sounds to me like there's an action plan in place. Loyalty. That's a part of the problem, is people who are loyal to a particular political person or political party, they get their loyalty paid back by getting these crazy grants, and hopefully that won't happen anymore. And hopefully that money can be better spent bringing some beauty, some health, some happiness, some funding to much needed sectors, rather than just squandering it on somebody who was loyal in the past to some administration. What do you all think? It's a crazy situation. I can't believe that the spending has been ever been approved ever by anyone. I'll do a couple more and then I'll let you go. Simplifying your life, yeah. Taking out the trash, sweeping out all those old useless projects, total waste of taxpayers' money. Rather flowing with what the people need. Believe in magic. They'll be a better steward of the resources if they can get rid of this even some of the wasteful spending. Anyway, let me know what you think as always, and let me know what the craziest thing you ever heard government money being wasted on. Sending you lots of love and blessings, and may the angels walk with you now and always.